Wrestle fans, it is about to get primal as Outkast Wrestling Revolution presents Get Jurass Kicked. I am your host, the Zoe, Zachary Levaye, and asses are certainly going to be kicked tonight as we have a barbaric night of action on deck. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the action. You all ready for a contest that's certainly going to make the yearbook? Ken Powers alongside Genesis have been bullying their way through OWR ever since their arrival, with tag team title aspirations locked in mind. However, everyone's favorite teacher looks to be the discipline that these jocks surely need. Will Mr. James put Ken in detention, or will the powerful one make the grade?
Well, now everybody, what do you say? Are you ready to get your ass kicked? Our opening contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall.
Fellow Outkast watching all around the world, it is time to get wild as OWR presents Get Jurass Kicked. I am the Zoe, Zachary Levaye, and I will be providing the solo soundtrack for the night. Ceremonies tonight, Matt Decor, that man right there representing Genesis, one half of our partner promotion, Kaiju Pro Wrestling, World Tag Team Champions. That's right, World Tag Team Champions representing Genesis. But obviously this jock coming out here with that varsity jacket is going to have to contend with everyone's favorite teacher. I hope Ken's a good noodle, because there he is. at Ledyard Middle School in Gales Ferry, Connecticut, kicking off the action with a teacher. Make sure everybody's gonna have a good time putting the thumbs up. I don't know how good of a time it's gonna be for the powerful one, Ken Powers.
Come on, let's ring the bell and get this over with already. Come on, tick tock.
Ken Powers just wants to get this over with, but Evander making sure that good noodle status is confirmed. But the people here, as the bell sounds, the people here, as I was going to say, not a fan of Ken Powers or Genesis, but it cannot be denied that Genesis is a running roughshod over OWR in recent title contention and future title shots down the line in tag team competition. But I'm actually just receiving word that this contest is actually to determine the #1 contender to the Ground Zero Championship. So high stakes between the teacher and I guess you could say a student of the game of sorts, as the referee gets a good noodle star. We love that for Ref TJ. We love that. Oh, come on, Ken. He was just trying to be nice. But Ken Powers not about the pleasantries here tonight. Oh, no. Oh, that might have been taking it too far, Ken. Ken Powers, Mr. No Fun here tonight. Saying that the people don't deserve to be good noodles, but it seems Mr. James has something on his pocket. Thumbs up. And I'd say a shot to the forehead, but he's a shining star now. And the crowd are clearly getting to Ken Powers here. He can't afford to get distracted as we now finally start getting the action underway. Arm drag, the drop kick by Mr. James, and look at that, showing off his pecs. But doesn't seem to have the power to get the powerful one up. And there's that no-nonsense, brash style that Ken Powers brings to the ring. But there's that agile quickness of Mr. James. This is really a classic speed versus power, brains versus bronze, if you will. And now Mr. James is teaching us some numbers. Look, we can count to double digits, all the way to 10. Wanted the Bulldog, and pushes them off, but Mr. James up and over, and he goes up and over the shoulder, stun gun style into the ropes by Ken, followed by the neck breaker. That's certainly powerful, sending him crashing down into the cover, but only a 1 count. Mr. James far from done yet. Would love to put Ken Powers in detention, but right now, Ken has him locked on the ropes right now. And of course, Ken Powers, you can tell he is taking his frustrations out now on Mr. James. You know, he has been not too pleased about the recent shortcomings of himself as well as Genesis. And now, if Ken Powers can defeat Mr. James, he would get a rematch against PJ Savage for the Ground Zero Championship. But Mr. James would love to take that opportunity for himself, but Ken Powers standing firm in the middle of the ring with his intentions perfectly clear. Cause pain, cause suffering, get Genesis viral with shining gold. But Mr. James has him hooked up for something, maybe trying to go back to the power base, but not strong enough yet again. The weight of Ken Powers came crashing down, but only a 2 count this time. But Ken Powers getting closer and closer to victory. And now look at that, right back on the attack. No hesitation. That is what this opportunity means. Look at the intensity on Ken Powers. That is a face that was certainly prepared well for the yearbook with all of his accomplishments. all his accolades, like I mentioned earlier, one half of the Kaiju World Tag Team Champions. Recently, with Kaiju Pro Wrestling, took those titles to the Great White North of Canada. And when you are able to make that claim that you made a championship, a world championship, that makes it that much more prestigious, and that makes you much more of a prestigious wrestler. But now Mr. James getting back to a vertical base. Driving the elbows into the gut. Wants to take this opportunity for himself, but once again, the club to the back. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the mindset of the powerful one right now. But look at that, right back. Mr. James now, off that roll, now going for the backslide, has the shoulders down again, but Ken Powers able to kick out for a second time. But look at that, nip up into the Pele kick. And now he's got his man lined up on wobbly legs. Ducks the line, and look at this. Trying to get him for a crucifix of some kind. Of course, Evander was trained by the Amazing Red at the House of Glory School, so that high-flying ability is well known. But once again, Ken Powers using what has brought him to the dance so many times before. That raw, unfiltered power. And now has Mr. James lying in the corner, but takes a back elbow for his troubles. And a boot to follow. Now Mr. James going up to the middle. Look at that, diving bulldog, both men down. Crucial point in our opening contest here at Get Giraffe Kick. First man to his feet is certainly going to have an advantage with the opportunity at the Ground Zero Championship at stake. Both men now stirring, getting their wits about them. But Powers the first back to his feet. And once again, the right hands are just flying. He's got to keep on bringing this hard fight if he wants PJ Savage one more time. But Evander seems to just be taking it. And now he's coming back, firing up here. Shot after shot after shot. Right to the temple of Ken Powers. Again, able to reverse the whip. And take the line. The powerful one goes crashing down off the back elbow. And the straps are down now. And look at this, finally got it. Scoop into the Michinoku driver. Sits into the pin. No! You saw how close the official's hand was. Evander James was a millisecond away from becoming the #1 contender to the Ground Zero Championship. And now we saw him go to the middle. But he's looking to go all the way up now. And looking to give a final grade on this contest. And put one more star on Ken Powers. The gold star flash flash. But Ken gets the knees up. And sends him hard into the ring post. The strap's not there to protect the shoulders of Mr. James. And now, uh-oh. Strength drops him, lightweight, now dead weight, rolls him over, into the cover, 2, and that's it. Genesis now is in firm position to go gold collecting. Obviously, the rest of Genesis, Bad Game Leroy, and TKO have tag team title opportunity down the line, and now Ken Powers, with this victory over Mr. James, punches his ticket to a rematch against PJ Savage for the Ground Zero Championship. And that is just how we're starting tonight's festivities. There are still championship matches to go, including our I-91 championship. And in our main event, the NWA Texas Dog Pound Women's Championship will be on the line. C-Rex defending against Layla James. And I hope that Mr. James will be back soon as a future title contender. The crowd here certainly loves their favorite teacher. Folks, as we get ready to go to our next matchup, we'd like to thank our sponsors. We talked about our partner promotion, Kaiju Pro Wrestling, a proud sponsor of OWR, as well as...
OWR has been corrupted and influenced now that the Asylum has been let loose. And while the mission of 5150 continues to be to terrorize Lou Jacobs and Cindy Hart, they have sent their newest disciple, the Warlock, quite the debut challenge, to go 2-on-1 against the reigning tag team champions here in OWR, Buff Inc. Can this father and son somehow overcome this devilish force, or will the Warlock cast them both into despair?
Said all the things I was going to say. Well, I talked about at the conclusion of our last matchup, the tag team championships here in OWR. Of course, Genesis are looking to take those titles off of Buff Inc., who will be in this upcoming handicap match against a dangerous debuting star. And you see there on the drawing, it does say 5150. Because that scary man right there now is associated with that deranged patient. Talk about a big debut. They don't get much bigger than that behemoth, the Warlock, who, like I mentioned, he was out here with Dr. Lilith, now under the influence of patient 5150, and their targets have certainly been laid out in the form of the tag team champions. The fans are clapping, so that's always a fun time. I don't even do my job. He's got a megaphone. Rundown of how things are going. Buff Inc. was supposed to be at Flowers Given to defend the tag team championships against Genesis. Unfortunately, they were unable to defend the titles that night. Now they were scheduled for non-title action against Farmito and the Warlock here tonight, but unfortunately, Farmito got lost in some dark void, so the Warlock has stepped up for 5150's cause in this non-title grudge match, handicap style, 2-on-1. And imagine what it would mean for the Warlock to defeat the tag team champions by himself here tonight. You can hear the intensity in his voice. He is determined to absolutely destroy Buff Inc. here tonight. He was given his marching orders by 5150. And Dr. Lilith there to make sure that everything goes exactly according to plan. But Buff Inc., great friends, of Lights Camera Lou Jacobs, who has been the prime target of 5150 and the Asylum. As the bell officially sounds, and it looks like we're not going to have to wait for a single member of Buff Inc. to be in the ring. They're just going to go for the 2-on-1 straight approach, but Warlock was unfazed. That is freaky. They missed the double line though, and he broke through Buff Inc.'s double line. The champions are having no effect on the Warlock here. I talked about how dangerous the Warlock could potentially be, this mystical dark entity. Definitely not going to appreciate getting swiveled on by the Buff Dad and kicked in the gut by 2Buff. And like a sack of potatoes, Buff Dad floating over. Oh, wait a minute. The Warlock able to counter. And this is not going to be a traditional wrestling match by any means. This is a fight. 2 off the knee from 2Buff. It's so hard to follow because these guys just want to get their hands on each other as Buff Dad splashes the Warlock in the corner, trying to stop whatever onslaught may come their way. Has to take advantage of the 2-on-1, does Buff Inc. If they can take out a member of the Asylum here tonight, that would be huge in saving OWR from certain despair. As Buff Dad, or I'm sorry, 2Buff taking Warlock to the all-night buffet, now bringing his dad back in. That buffet is all night, but Warlock clearly not hungry for any more of what Buff Inc. has coming. Warlock now has Buff Dad in, I guess, his own corner. I mean, Refnick, I wouldn't try to get in that monster's face if I were you. I said it's going to be anything but a traditional wrestling match, and that is certainly the case here, but of course, the Warlock using the full extent of the count there, and 2Buff not happy about it at all. I mean, Buff Inc. are veterans of tag team wrestling, father and son. They've been doing this for a long time, and right now, the Warlock in his debut here in OWR is making Buff Dad look like a chump in there rather than a tag team champ. And you gotta think, Warlock kinda has the advantage here where he can lock Buff Dad in any corner, and it's away from 2Buff, and now keeping Buff Dad trapped down in the corner, choking the life out of him. You gotta know that 5150 is loving that, and so is Dr. Lilith, who is just creeping around ringside. Her presence is so ominous, so mysterious. We don't know what this Asylum was for, but what we do know is that their main goal is to just cause terror, cause destruction in their wake here in OWR. And 5150 has been finding these lost souls to join his cause. 2Buff trying to get the crowd behind his dad here, get the tag team champions back in this match. Warlock clearly making sure that child understands how scary he is. But that would have been scary if Warlock just lost to that schoolboy. It would not be a good night. Oh, it's certainly not a good night for Buff Dad. The kick is good, though. And 2Buff was fingers away from being able to get his hands on the Warlock. But this is the problem. Even though it's 2-on-1, the Warlock, all he's got to do is keep the Buff Dad exactly where he is. And the night's going to be over for Buff Inc. in the worst way possible. As the Warlock now has Buff Dad by the goozle. But Buff Dad able to counter the choke slam attempt and get the Warlock into Buff Inc. territory. The Warlock comes out the corner, ducks the line, and gets dropped. Spine buster by the Buff Dad. And this might be the moment that Buff Dad needed to get the tag team champions back into this contest. Buff Inc. was there when they saved Cindy Hart from 5150 originally, and now 2Buff is gonna have to save his dad from the Warlock. He's got a lot of catching up to do. Warlock caught the boot, but ate the Enziguri, and look at that, immediately back up. It's like, no matter what Buffing do, they just cannot kill the monster. He just keeps coming, but 2Buff gonna keep on swinging like he always has. It's what brought them to the dance to become the first OWR Tag Team Champions. Just as much as this athleticism, Hurricane Rana sending the Warlock back into Buff Inc.'s corner. And Buff Dad was maybe looking to take a cheap shot, but thought better of it, especially after the warning from our official. But 2Buff, look at them hips. They did not lie as he drops the neck breaker. Now into the cover to play the Warlock. But look at that, ever so slightly able to get the shoulder up. But 2Buff doing whatever he can to get rid of the Warlock so that the odds will be way more in favor of Outkast Wrestling Revolution in this war against the Asylum. As Buff Dad now back in off the tag. Maybe seeing the beginning of the end here. Big tag team combination coming from the champions. 2Buff, sky high. Wait. Oh God. Buff Dad may need to hit his life alert button because he fell. Thankfully he was able to get up though. But now they're lining it back up. AARP in full effect as Buff Inc. now looking to seal the deal on the Warlock. Make an emphatic statement against the Asylum. Nullify any chance that the Asylum may have at getting to the Tag Team Championships. I mean, they've already got Genesis to deal with. They don't need these dimensions. Oh, came off the shoulders into an elbow drop. And wait, what the hell? 51, what is 5150 doing here? Lilith as the referee? And this is ridiculous. These freaks of nature just doing whatever they want. And how are the people supporting this? As the Warlock now, Paul Nelson looks to send the Buff Dad straight to the abyss. And nonchalantly drops down. The emphatic cover, the 3. Disadvantage be damned, because when it comes to the Asylum, there's always a plan, and 5150 ensure that the Warlock, even without Farmino, was able to dispel a buffing and make quite the terrorizing debut here at Get Your Ass Kicked for OWR. And this is certainly not the last we'll see of the Warlock, if 5150 has anything to say about it. I talked about how Genesis has a tag team title shot coming up, and now that the Warlock was able to defeat the champions by himself, I'd be scared for anybody in the tag team division with this Asylum set loose. And of course, this is not the last we'll see of 5150 either here tonight, as he will be taking on the Soul Taker in our main event, but we still have plenty of great action here tonight as Get Your Ass Kicked continues.